Hey everybody, and welcome back to Tap That Travels. So today we have a special updated video for you on all things MGM Rewards. I did a video on this when I first started the channel called MGM Rewards Explained. This will be an update to that video, and there are some really big changes that just happened that you will want to know about. Stick around. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave us a comment, tell us where you plan on traveling to. We're all about travel adventures and gambling, but let's get into the meat of this video. And that is what has changed for MGM Rewards. And we're going to start with the tiers. So used to with MGM Rewards, you had Sapphire tier, Pearl tier, Gold tier, and Platinum tier, and NOIR tier. Now, I don't know any NOIR players. You have to be invited. But we are Gold. We earned that status in 2024, and that status that you earned the year before is the status you keep for the entire next year. So January of 2025 rolls around, we get our Gold perks still, even though we have not played as much at MGM for the past 5 months or so. So now, with the new tiers, how it works, or what they've added is something called Milestones, okay? So hear me out. If you're at Pearl tier, which, by the way, if you have their MGM credit card, you're automatically put into Pearl tier. Now, that doesn't mean that you start at 20,000 credits, tier credits, that would be really nice, but they do give you the Pearl perks, okay? And that is free self-parking is the biggest perk at most of the MGM properties, including the ones in Vegas. And with parking going up in Vegas, that is a really big deal. Now, when you move up to the Gold tier, you get free valet parking at most MGM participating properties in Vegas. So now, Pearl used to be 20,000. Gold used to be 75,000 tier credits. So once you got 75,000 tier credits, you got Gold. Well, now they've done something called adding a milestone. Now, you don't get a different card or a different color, but basically between 20,000 and 75,000 points, they've put in a 50,000 tier credit milestone. And what this does is, or a perk to this is, they're saying, well, you've reached 50,000 tier credits, so starting the next year, we're going to kind of go ahead and give you a boost. And instead of your tier credits resetting to 0 on January 1st of the next earning year, we're going to give you 7,500 tier credits to start. Which you may say, okay, who cares? But that's actually kind of a big deal to boost your earning. I think it's a smart way to kind of look to the future, and it's MGM's way of trying to get you back the next year. So going from Gold, which is 75,000 tier credits, to Platinum, which is 200,000 tier credits, they've now inserted a milestone in there, and that is at 125,000 tier credits. They're saying, guess what? If you reach 125,000 tier credits, we are going to give you 25,000 tier credits to start instead of setting you back at 0 the next year. So automatically, you would be, if you reached 125,000 tier credits, you would still be Gold that next year, but you would also, instead of starting at 0, you would start at 25,000 tier credits, if that makes sense, which is kind of a big jump. I mean, even to reach Pearl status from Sapphire, you have to earn 20,000 tier credits. So, I mean, you're to get to 75,000 Gold, you're a third of the way there to earn for the next earning year, right? So that's kind of the milestones that have changed up the tier credit system. They've also added some new things, like for gold status, you now get a guaranteed annual cruise. So if you're a gambler, you're going to see a major relationship between on land gambling and at sea gambling. So they work together. MGM has Royal Caribbean, Celebrity X Cruises, and I think MSC is on there. But those are the ones that you're working with. So for instance, in 2024, we got an offer, hey, if you come to Vegas during this time, you don't even have to play if you don't want to, but come pick up this free cruise offer. And there were tons of sailings on there. We actually did that, and we ended up getting an 8-night Harmony of the Seas, which is an Oasis class ship on Royal Caribbean. We did a whole review on that boat, and you can check out that cruise that was free, or freely picked up anyways, in Las Vegas. I am doing another video, and I know y'all can't wait for this. It's a transparency video about how we did in 2024 and comparing our comps, our stays, versus how much we won or lost in 2024, and if we still recommend gambling as a form of travel. Now, I will say this, just disclosure statement, and we're going to continue with this video. I still believe that gambling is, especially at sea now more than on land, a great way to continue to travel cheaply during this economy. But you also have to have a lot of restraint with that. And I also want to definitely say, use your entertainment budget only. And if you feel that you have a gambling problem, you need to reach out. 1-800-GAMBLER is a number you can call, and there's plenty of places to provide help with this. But if you set a budget, if you can control yourself, have restraint, and not go over that budget, it can be a form of entertainment and cheaper travel than usual. Okay, so let's continue on with things that have changed within MGM. They're still doing the tier status accelerator, which is something that I talked about in the video done early 2024. And they have not taken that away yet. As far as I know, it's still been going on. Now, if you look at their website, it's going to say ends June 1st, 2025, I think is the day that they have on there. Probably not. It'll probably continue for July. That's kind of what we found last year when we were like, oh, we need to make the tier status accelerator. Tier status accelerator continued on. So I'm not saying, disclosure, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen every time, but I do feel like they will continue. I mean, it's to try to get people to come to Vegas, because there are other properties that are not in Vegas that are associated with MGM don't provide that perk. However, we found that it kind of levels itself out, because if we go down to Beau Rivage on the coast and we play there, we're going to get point multipliers depending on what day we go. And that's kind of the same thing you're doing when you go to Vegas and do the tier status accelerator. Now, I will go over briefly how that works again. So Accelerator 1, if you earn 5,000 tier credits in one day, they're going to give you 1,250 tier credits extra for a total of 6,250. That's okay. But that's what most people are going to get. Now, forewarning, do not chase after these tier status accelerators. You will get in trouble. You will spend more money than you thought you were going to spend. It is very difficult to reach some of these higher level tier status accelerators. Do not chase it. You don't want to do that. 10,000 tier credits earned in one day, they're going to give you 5,000 extra tier credits. Not bad. 15,000 total in a day. If you earn 10,000 tier credits, they're going to give you, 20,000 tier credits, they're going to give you 20,000 in a day. Now, if this is something you can accomplish, then great. But if not, like I said, do not chase it. But that is probably one of the most bang for your buck tier status accelerators. You're getting the same amount that you earned in credits. And that's bringing you over halfway to the gold status. Now, it is extremely hard, for us anyways. Typically, we bet on average 50 cents a spin, and we do mostly slots, by the way, not a whole lot of table games. 50 cents a spin, all the way up to $7.50. That's about max, and that's like heart pounding. That makes my heart stop. I don't really like that. So typically between 50 cents a bet and $3 a bet is kind of my safe spot that I like to bet at. And we'll go over in just a second what they're looking at to earn these tier credits, because it's not a huge mystery, but it is an algorithm, and you need to know what the algorithm is based off of, at least. So the next tier status accelerator, if you earn 40,000 in one day, you get 60,000, giving you 100,000 points. That 100,000 tier credits is going to put you at gold status. You're going to get that in one day, okay? Then if you do that again on day 2, you get another 100,000, earn 40, they're going to give you 60, and that would put you at platinum. Now, these are going to be your high rollers. I wouldn't expect anyone to be able to do that, honestly, in 2 days, unless you were taking a massive budget. I'm talking about over, I would say probably over $10,000 at least in one trip, and that may even be for one day. Okay, let's talk about this. How do you earn the tier credits? Well, simply enough, you earn 4 tier credits for every dollar that you spend on dining, that's dining at MGM properties, hotel stays at MGM properties, and this is only in Vegas now. Keep that in mind, only in Vegas. And spa and entertainment at Vegas. So 4 tier credits per dollar spent. Keep in mind that if it gets comped or something like that, that's not going to count towards your 4 tier credits per dollar spent. Okay, it's what you actually pay for. How do they figure out the tier credits when you're playing, when you're actually moving money through the machine? Well, they don't tell you exactly how much you earn, but I can kind of tell you from experience and also based off what it says off the website. So you can earn on slot machines, video poker, table games, electronic table games, and video lottery terminals. It is based on your wager, the game type, and the bet denomination or game denomination. So if you're playing games with higher denoms, you're going to earn more essentially. But what I have found to be most important is the amount of time that you spend on a game. It does seem like you earn faster, or earn more, should I say, the more time. Now, if you're hopping from game to game, you're going to get tier credits. You're going to get points. I mean, no problem. But, and I'm not saying stay on a losing machine, but that's the algorithm. That's how the algorithm goes. A machine is set to take so much money, and a machine is set to pay out so much money. So the more time you spend on that machine, the more likely they are, essentially, to get their money back. So it's all part of the algorithm. It makes sense to me. And it's gambling, y'all. I mean, do keep that in mind. Gambling is gambling. And I'm so sorry, there's clouds going on. If you, let's say, go to Vegas and you want to tier status match, you can do that with some places. They've kind of cut out a lot of that, so you would have to do your research on that. I'm sorry, I had to go get another light source because it was really bothering me, the window. We have lots of clouds today, put it that way. So what I was saying was gambling is gambling, and you certainly need to keep that in mind. the tier status accelerator is a way just for MGM properties to get you there. And, you know, I mean, essentially, they want you to chase that accelerator, you know. They want you to work within that algorithm, which is going to ultimately help them to possibly win their money back if you're getting paid out. So that's kind of the updates on the tier status, the milestones, the accelerators, how they're working. And I would venture to say that there will be more changes coming for MGM properties. There are, I mean, it's fact. If you watch the MGM updates, there are casinos on the Strip. I think all of them are kind of losing money. I mean, that's what's been hinted at. So downtown Vegas is profiting, and the casinos on the Strip are not doing quite as well, from what I've seen on like YouTube and just looking at stats and things like that. So I would stay up to date with MGM, and if it's something that you're looking to do know that MGM also has reward points. Those are factored into things that you pay for, and instead of getting like, it's basically comps. You can use that money for comps. That's explained in my first video, which I will definitely leave a link to so you can watch that. And then also, don't forget they do free play, and that's something that if you're visiting and then you leave, you may get offers in the mail for free play. Also, slot dollars, that's what you earn. That's something else you earn as you play. Like right now we have 76 cents in slot dollars because we used all of ours, but as you play, you do earn slot dollars, and the higher the tier status you are, the more you earn, obviously. Holiday gift points. I mean, unless you live in Vegas, holiday gift points is extremely hard to utilize. You have to go between, it's sometime in October and sometime in December for you to get that. And we don't always travel to Vegas during that time. So we had lots of holiday gift points that were never utilized in Vegas. And unfortunately, it's only Vegas properties through MGM that does it. So, guys, that is going to wrap up this update for MGM. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have questions, leave your comments below. I try to get back to those as soon as possible. Don't forget to tap that like button, hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you have already, we love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have had so much fun growing this channel. It's been awesome. Stick around. Watch that notification bell, tap it. You're going to want to see the transparency video. It's got some really good information in it. Bye for now.